Hello, guys. I'm Dr. Jaiprakash. I'm working as a intensivist, which is ICU consultant in a private hospital here in Vellore. I finished MD General Medicine and DM Critical Care, and I'm practicing critical care medicine. So today we're going to see five common myths which the public has pertaining to the ventilator or patients who remain on ventilator in ICU. So we're going to see what are all those five common myths which is present in the society. The first myth is the patient on the ventilator and is comatose. Is the patient comatose? Because the patient is on ventilator, relatives will be thinking the patient is comatose. That doesn't mean like that. If the patient is on ventilator, not necessarily the patient is comatose. There are few cases, few instances where patients are put on to ventilator because the patient is in coma, but that's probably like only less than 5% of the patient population who requires ventilation. Remaining 95% of the patient population requiring ventilation would be many other reasons. So that is the myth number one, which is absolutely wrong. Patient is on ventilator not because of the reason the patient is comatose, it is because of many other reasons. Myth number two, many patients relatives used to ask, if the patient is not in coma, will the patient feel the pain? Will the patient feel sensations? Will the patient be able to hear what I say, or will the patient be able to talk, eat? So the answer to these questions is the patient will still be able to feel the pain. Patients will still be able to hear what all we say, what all we talk. Patients will be able to follow our commands. Only thing is, patient will not be able to speak and eat because the tube is sitting there in the throat, in the mouth and the throat. Otherwise, patients will be able to do arrest everything. But deliberately, we keep the patient sedated because it will be a little uncomfortable for the patient to remain on the bed in the ICU under the ventilator, so which is actually mandatory at that point in time for many other reasons, which could be mandatory for many other reasons. So for the time the patient stays on the ventilator, sedation will be continued. Myth number three, will my patient die if I disconnect the ventilator? That could be true in certain scenarios, but that doesn't mean the patient is so sick that ventilator is the uh, only life saving, which could be life saving at the transient point, or for transient time period it might be required, but that doesn't mean the patient will just die if the ventilator is disconnected. The patient will go into distress. Patient will be having breathing difficulty if the ventilator settings are reduced. If the patient keeps requiring ventilator and we reduce the ventilator deliberately or pulled out the tube deliberately, patient might go into distress, but that doesn't mean the patient will die because of the disconnection of ventilator. Which means what I'm trying to say here is patients are not that sick enough all the time that the switch is turned off, the patient is also going to die. That is also another common myth. Myth number four is my patient going to remain on the ventilator forever? Will the patient come out of the ventilator at all? Will be another doubt. Yes, lot of instances, more than 80%, 90% of the times patients comes off the ventilator, especially the times when the surgery has been done, patient has been taken into the ICU for post-op monitoring, or patient has not come out of the sedation and requires overnight ventilation. In those scenarios, it's just going to be only 1-2 days of ventilation and patient will come out safely. Myth number five, whether this ventilator is going to hurt my patient's lung or is it going to improve my patient's lung? Neither the one is correct. Actually, ventilator is neither going to improve the lung nor going to worsen the lung. Then what happens? Why the patient is on ventilator? Ventilator is just supporting your respiratory failure, but healing is going to happen by the body. Body is going to heal the lung. And if the infection is the reason for the lung damage, then giving antibiotics is going to take care of the infections and body will heal the lung. And whatever is reason for the damage to the lungs, we'll have to take care of those reasons, but the healing is done by the body. So these are the common myths which is there in the public, which many patients relatives used to like ask to us. I thought I'll just have this video so that all those doubts, whoever watches this, will be cleared in case if they have gone through something or they're going through something, or if they have some relatives who are going through something like this. If there is any other doubts, you can post it in the comment. I'll try to answer your questions. Thank you.